Okay, we're going to create a Google document that we're going to use as a worksheet. I'm actually going to use this Spanish worksheet here from Deb Perry. So what I want to do to share this with students here, I'm going to do this a share link. Okay, so I'm going to click on share. And then what I want is not, this little pencil means it's an editable link. I don't want that. What I want to do is go up to Get Shareable Link, and I want this View link. You see it says anyone at Mason City Schools with a link can view. So that's good. So I'm going to copy that link, copy the link button, and press Done. And then I'm going to go back into Schoology, and I'm going to go ahead and add materials, and I'm going to add an assignment. Okay, so we're going to call this, that's a vocabulary worksheet. Yeah, let's mix some English and Spanish there. And I'm going to give some basic directions. I'm going to give a link that I just copied out of the Google Doc. And then anything else that I might want to type in here, other directions, turn in here, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and give it a due date. I want to have it a due date so it shows up on the calendar for the students. And then you could do this just as points, a numeric scale. If you'd like to create a rubric, you're able to do that in here, but that's for another day. Let's just pretend that this is worth 25 points, and I'm going to put those number of points directly in there. Okay, and I'm going to create. So that assignment is now sitting there. Students will be able to click into it. So let's go over to a student view, and I'm going to refresh the student view. And what the student will do is they will see that this worksheet is there and it's due, and they will go on here and they'll click on it, and this student cannot edit this at all. So we have to coach the student to go to File. You can see I'm still in the document there. I'm going to go to File, Make a Copy. So each student is going to make a copy of them for themselves in their drive, and you can have them put their name on it. Okay. If they need to. It's going to be turned in on their file, so they don't have to have their name on it, but it might be helpful to you. And it makes the copy, and that copy is now editable for the student. So the student has their own copy, and they can go in here, and it depends on how you want them to do. I don't know if this is the right answer. I don't remember all the Spanish I learned at one point. So, you know, they might decide that you're going to change the color to red for the one that they're marking. However you want the students to mark, they'll be able to do that here in the Google Docs. Okay, but the point is when they're done, they can save this. Well, it's already saved automatically. And they're going to go back to Schoology to turn this in. So they'll go to Submit Assignment, and they can go to Resources and Apps and Google Drive, and they can find the thing that they need to import into to turn it in. Okay. Now there's another way to do this. If I wanted to, I could make a share link. I'm going to copy that, and they go to Submit, and they go to Create, and they can just paste their link in. That's another way to do it. That's up to you and how you want your flow to be. But it's now turned in. I turned it in through the resources. How does that look on the teacher end? I'm going to go back to the teacher end of things, and I'm going to click into the worksheet, and I can see that there's a student that needs grading. Okay, and the whole thing will pop up right here. Now this isn't really a Google Doc anymore. It's kind of been converted to a PDF or a Word doc kind of thing. So I can't directly edit it necessarily, but what I can do is I can comment to the student, okay, which by the way I can do that with an audio or video recording if I want, and I'm going to post that. And all my students will actually be lined up down here, and I only have one student here, so I'll actually be able to click through, boom, boom, boom. Right here is my grade where I can say, all right, great job, and I can put a comment that I showed a student if I want. And that actually shows up in the grade book now. So now I've graded that. If the student wanted to make any changes to this, they'd have to go back into Google Docs, make the changes, and resubmit the new draft. Right here, all of the drafts show up. So this little drop down, if I had turned this in more than one time, all those different drafts would show up. So let me put a second draft in here. Back here on my student page, I'm going to resubmit. And this time I'm going to go ahead and do that paste in the link thing. Okay, so there's 2 revisions listed there. Back on my teacher view, I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, and I can see that there's actually 2 different revisions. The second revision is a link to the Google Doc itself. Or first revision is the document itself. So again, either choice that you want. But every time the student uploads something to that document or to that assignment, it's going to show up as a separate revision up here. And document drop down right there, so you can flip through the different revisions, which is pretty neat. So that goes back to the student. So I graded it at 25 points. Let's make a little markup on here. I'm going to go to More Tools, and I'm going to draw something on here. Or I might put a check mark. Draw directly on there, change my style, change it to red. I can show you those different tools if you want to play around with that sometime, but it does a little markup over here. I have a comment, I can add a note. So I'm writing a note. So I can mark up the student's document with all these tools here so they get the feedback that they need to go back and apply it. So how does that look to the student? Well, let's go back over to the student. Student is going to go into the assignment, look at that submission, and it's all going to load up. And they see all my marks that I, as the teacher, did, and all my corrections and everything else. So that's how we upload assignments. That's what it looks like from the student view. That's what we can do as teachers to give them feedback. That's also how we can upload Google Docs and work on from the Google Docs. So just to review, we created a worksheet, we got a share link, we did a view-only share link, and then we posted that into an assignment on Schoology, posted that share link so students can create the worksheet, make a copy of the worksheet, answer the worksheet, and turn it right back into you there on Schoology. I hope that helps.